Good morning, Lowell High School. On this episode of The Week Ahead, we have an interview with our first and second place winners of the free verse poetry competition and some highlights from the first ever Dodgeball Tournament brought to you by your senior class officers. All that and more on The Week Ahead. Hello, and welcome to The Week Ahead. And we'll start off with some quick announcements. MCAS is on the horizon. When you come to school on Tuesday and Wednesday, you'll notice that we'll have a different bell schedule because of MCAS. All grade 10 students will be testing in the 1980s building. If you're a grade 9 student, please follow the plan outlined by your assistant principal, Miss Goby. If you're an 11th and 12th grader, you'll be in an extended advisory. All that information will be mailed out to you in this week's edition of the S'more newsletter, so please read it so that you know where you're supposed to go. We need to hear your voice, and we want to know what you think of Lowell High School and the Lowell Public Schools. Lowell Public Schools is collaborating with the UMass Donahue Institute on a survey to gather perspectives from students about a lot of things and district issues. We encourage students to participate, and we want to hear your voice. The survey should really only take about 10 to 15 minutes to complete. You should be able to complete it in advisory during the week if you haven't done it already. The link can be found on the S'more. And now for our second installment of Walk the Tunnel, we are featuring Heather Dubrow, Student Support Specialist from the Freshman Academy. Let's do some rapid fire questionings and walk the tunnel. Welcome to this week's edition of Tunnel Talk. With us, we have a Student Support Specialist who resides in the Freshman Academy. What's your name?
Heather Dubrow.
Heather, thank you for being on Tunnel Talk.
Happy to be here.
Well, what is a Student Support Specialist?
We specialize in supporting our students.
Now, can you say that without using the word specialize in supporting?
Absolutely. We do everything we can to make sure our students are successful here at the high school.
I love that. As the walkie-talkie goes off, what is a profession that you do after you leave Lowell High on some days that involves this?
Oh, it involves that. I was going to say I have a few. I am an official. I am a women's college basketball NCAA official.
Who do you think is going to win the men's NCAA tournament?
Oh, man. I think UConn could have a good shot.
What about the women's?
I'm going to go with maybe the LSU underdogs in this one.
What's your favorite thing about working at Lowell High?
The students, the people, the atmosphere, the culture.
What's your favorite movie?
7.
If you weren't working at Lowell High, what would you be doing?
Trying to find a way to make education matter to every student.
And do you like Pepsi or Coke?
Coca-Cola, my husband works there.
I had to ask that question.
Cold, fountain drink preferably.
Since we're at the end of the tunnel, is there anything else that you'd like to say?
I hope.
About you?
About me?
Yeah.
All right.
This is about you.
I just
Heather
hope.
Dubrow.
I just hope that I can make sure I talk to as many kids throughout these years to allow them to know that education matters and it can get you somewhere in life. And join a sport, join an activity, be a part of the community.
Thanks for being on Tunnel Talk, and we'll see you next time. Over the weekend, the LHS Poetry Club plays first and second place in the free verse poetry competition as they went against 4 other schools. It is so cool that the programs that we have at Lowell High School, not only do we have a lot of them, but they win. Congratulations to all of them. Their next competition is in Boston for the Mass Poetry Festival in May, which involves over 100
is reality?
So I think what most people expect when they hear about poetry is sort of the stuff that they learn about in classrooms, like Shakespeare, where art thou? But a lot of what we actually do is we use a lot of modern language, for one, because we can't talk like Shakespeare. And it's a lot of relatable experiences that a lot of people can connect to.
I think an expectation is like we perform like haikus or like sonnets and, you know, those basic types of poems that you learn in elementary school and stuff, but like we really don't. It's more of a free verse type of club, I guess.
Yeah, so for people who don't know what free verse poetry is, it's kind of when we take all the rules you learned and we throw them in the trash, because it's about how you feel. A lot of people write about their own experiences. Sometimes we get ideas and come together and write group pieces about topics or other things that are important to us. Do you guys have a moment where you were like, yes, this is for me? This is something that I really love to do.
That moment for me was first time going to a poetry slam at Coffee and Cotton, Mill number 5. And I just saw all these different people gathering around and hyping each other up with all their different poems. And I just really liked the vibe there.
For me, it was kind of like the same thing. I went to a slam at Coffee and Cotton, and I just really liked the energy and the environment and how everyone was really together.
For me, it would be the Kerouac contest, because it was a bunch of people that didn't know each other, that like, it was like, when you were together, it was like, oh, we've known each other for like ever. And you're just like a lot of like comfortability with them.
Yeah, so like being part of Poetry Club is really great. Can you guys talk about when we meet, what certain things we do throughout the year, like events, things we've done?
So Poetry Club meets every Wednesday after school for about an hour, and we basically go over poems, maybe collaborate a little bit, decide if we want to do group poems or we write together. We also meet Coffee and Cotton every first Wednesday of the month, and sometimes we do events outside of that.
What advice would you give to someone who's thinking about joining Poetry Club or wants to find out more about what we do?
I would say join, just because it's something to do, and it's something that if you want to meet new people and you want to perform and you like performing, to join. And yeah, that's what I want to say.
I'd say just give it a shot, because there's like no harm in trying, and you'd get like a first-hand in-person experience of like what we do, and you definitely get to feel the vibe of the club, which is one reason why I stay. And it's just like, just do it.
So we are going to do a quick excerpt from the opening of Nellie's poem from this weekend. Poems in slam are usually about 3 minutes-ish. And so there's kind of like a clear beginning, middle, end. But we're going to show you the beginning of hers because it's really strong.
Hi. We should be in an era where women are treated with respect and dignity. But all I've been faced with is unrealistic labels and broad stereotypes. Yes, we have rights, but do we really have the right to use them? Because we have the right to vote and to speak. But do we have the right to speak freely? Do we have the freedom to walk alone at night without being harassed? It's come to the point where parents have to tell their little girls to be careful with what they wear, say, and think, to never get in an Uber alone, and to always have someone watching your drink. Do we really live in a generation where that's okay? Because boys will be boys, but girls are what exactly?
Thank you, Nelly, for sharing your performance. If you want to see the rest, you could go to YouTube and look up Lowell Poetry Reel.
Go Lowell Poetry Club! Woo!
Well, that'll do it for this episode of The Week Ahead, and we're going to leave you with highlights from what we hope to be an annual tradition of a school-wide dodgeball tournament. There were some hurt feelings, there were some tears shed, and there were some screams of joy, but everyone had a good time. I can guarantee you that. Let's do it again, people. Let's check out these highlights. coaches, we got referees, we got cameras. Dodgeball March Madness 2024. Let's get it.
Hi, I'm Bella, your senior class treasurer. Working on this was great. We're glad to have all this input and have this great turnout. We're glad to have a winner right